Marlon Wayans was a revelation. He was amazing. He was stunning. But I'm just thinking, damn, Marlon Wayans, like you are I believe you're this character. He's so intense. He's coming from another place. He has a couple funny moments of humor where I was just like, oh yeah, it's still you. But other than those scenes, it was just like, damn, this is another guy. Aloha, movie nerds, dorks, and weirdos. Welcome back to New Movie Tuesdays. I'm your host, Matthew Salanoa, filmmaker and podcaster. And today I'm very excited to talk to you about Him. I had a really great time watching this in theaters. I know people have been giving it a lot of negative reviews, or at least it seems like that online. And frankly, I don't really get why. I mean, but I'm the weird, hey, nerds, dorks, weirdos, that's me. I love Eternals. I don't get why people don't like Eternals. I think that's just really bizarre. I think it's a solid movie. But, I liked Joker 2, and I liked, what was that movie? Megalopolis. So I liked all those movies. I understand why people didn't like Joker 2, but the rest, I'm like, I thought these were pretty solid pictures. But that being said, I'm very excited to talk about Him. But before I get to Him, let me tell you all, thank you to anyone who's been watching, new subscribers. I appreciate you popping up. If you've been liking and subscribing, I really appreciate it. If you've been watching and enjoying, even if you haven't liked or subscribed, I appreciate it. But this may be my last New Movie Tuesdays for a little while. It doesn't mean I don't have more podcasts coming out, just that I've started a new job. YouTube, currently my channel's not monetized. I don't even have a, I don't have whatever that thing is. I don't have a Patreon or anything like that yet. I just have not taken the time to figure any of that out, and I really don't think I've had the following to justify making one. So until that happens, until I actually get some level of success here, which who knows if that'll ever happen, I will be taking a little break from here. I'll put New Movie Tuesdays out when I do have the time to see a movie and put out a review. But for now, I just gotta survive, pay bills, and that's how it is. But if you've been watching and you've been liking, I appreciate it very much. If you've been watching and using this to fall asleep, you're welcome. I fall asleep to this too. So with that being said, let me get into my spoiler-free thoughts for those of you who haven't seen Him yet, and you're also seeing all this. What was that? Yoshi, no! Yoshi was the sacrifice this video made. For those of you who are interested in seeing Him, but you're also seeing a lot of this negative feedback online, look, where I'm coming from is, if it's good, it's good. If the trailer looks good, I'm going to go see it. I don't care what the reviews are. That's how I am. But for those of you who just kind of want to know, A, what's the movie about? B, did you like it? Okay, first of all, Him is a movie about an up-and-coming college football player who has the opportunity to be trained by his hero quarterback to join that hero quarterback's team, his favorite team, the dream team, everything he wants in his life, everything he's worked for all the way through his youth to his college days. It's all coming to fruition in this movie this movie is about that, his first week of training underneath his hero, the reason he's in football in the first place. And what starts out as what you might expect, football training to be, especially from like a hero, a guy who delivers and wins and wins and wins. What starts out as what you might expect to be traditional training slowly evolves into more sadistic, abusive, dangerous behaviors. People are getting hurt, including our main character, Cam, played by Tyriq Withers. Marlon Wayans plays the hero football player who's honestly, I forget the character's name because Marlon Wayans was just, I think someone else said it already. It's not me who's originally saying this, but I think Marlon Wayans was a revelation. He was amazing. He was stunning. I I like most people my age. I've grown up with Marlon Wayans as the funny guy from the scary movies, and I didn't even know him and his brother made those movies. I just thought they were in them because that happened before those movies came out. Before I took an interest in filmmaking and who makes what and all that. But I never studied comedy. That was not my field. I was interested in superheroes, action movies, but that's how I know him. He's the funny guy. He always pops up as the funny guy in movies. But I do recall watching one of his more recent movies, like Haunted House or something like that, or Haunted House 2, where there was a particular gag that was legitimately kind of scary. And what sold it was that he legitimately seemed terrified. He was actually giving a genuine terrified performance. And I remember sitting watching that movie thinking, for just that one scene, like, are you actually like a great actor, man? I remember thinking that. And then this trailer came out for this movie.
Do you want this? I said, do you want this?
What I love about the trailer is it starts off as some kind of like social media hit hype video for getting people to work out and follow their dreams. It starts off 100% like that. It's a great trailer.
I'm never good enough. I'm never good enough. That's how great people think.
And then it just gets real. And it gets about this combative or seemingly combative relationship between Marlon Wayans, the star quarterback of the Saviors, training young Cam, who may be joining the Saviors or perhaps taking his place as quarterback.
Do you want this?
And that's what the trailer is. And in those clips in the trailer, Marlon Wayans, he was like, man, he seems so real. He seems so in it. And watching the movie, I was taken away. I was like, dude, I mean, I can't think of your character's name, but I'm just thinking, damn, Marlon Wayans, like, you are I believe you're this character. He's so intense. He's coming from another place. And he does have a few moments of comedy and kind of, he's able to insert his style of humor. I don't want to spoil what it is, but he has just a couple signature funny moments of his, treading on Scary Movie. He has a couple funny moments of humor where I was just like, oh yeah, it's still you. But other than those scenes, it was just like, damn, this is another guy. I've never seen this guy before, except for that one scene in Haunted House or whatever the heck the movie was called. But yeah, so I think I saw 50 Shades of Black as well. That was hilarious, but that was a funny movie. But seriously, Marlon Wayans, this is his movie. I mean, it's very much a two-hander. It's really about Marlon Wayans and Tyriq Withers, who does a fantastic job as the movie's protagonist. But their sort of battle with each other as Marlon's trying to make Tyriq the best of the best. And they have these beautiful moments of mentor and trainee, these kind of beautiful moments of pontificating on what could be, what can be, who you can be, and then contrasted by these very savage moments. Tyriq's character is being pushed to do things or witness things or accept things that are very horrific in the name of this success that he wants. And so the whole movie is just this straightforward, we're going through a hot glue gun of just intense training and terror. And there's some scare sequences that are kind of experimental in their style. So I can understand if maybe the experimental nature of some of the editing might have thrown some people off, because there's a few scary sequences where the movie doesn't tell you whether it happened or not. or if it was, or if the thing happened, but is that really what happened, or did something else happen and this was something the character imagined? There's some experimental choices made throughout this movie that I can understand if those might have thrown people off. But as a whole, I don't understand why this movie's getting negative reviews. I do know The Long Walk came out the week before, and I think I know the hype for that movie's out of this world. But for me, the hype people are going for this this year is not fully working. Like Sinners was a great movie, but to me it was overhyped. It was hyped as the best thing since sliced bread. I think it's the best thing since toasted bread, not sliced bread, but toasted bread, pretty good. Yeah, yeah. It was pretty good, but not like the way people hyped it up was like this. It's the Terminator 2 of horror movies. Like people really hyped that movie up. Same with K-pop Demon Hunters. Like the hype for that movie got so big, and I check it out and like it's pretty good, but yeah, I mean, I'm not skipping and skipping down the street to tell people about it. Both movies, very good movies. Nothing wrong with them. And I think this movie to me it met the hype of the trailer. There was zero hype once it came out, but the hype of the trailer, this movie is exactly what the trailer promised. Although there's one shot that's in the trailer that's not in the movie that I don't like because I was waiting for it. I was waiting for that exact moment. I'm like, what's this going to mean? What's going to happen? That shot that I'm not going to spoil here is not in the movie. But other than that, this was pretty much the experience I was expecting, except for the experimental editing. Except that I was really taken away by the movie. I felt like the movie would take me away from the trailer. I feel like I got what I was expecting from the movie in a great way. I really enjoyed watching this movie. Again, Marlon Wayans, whoever said it first, they're the ones that said it, but Marlon Wayans is a revelation. He is amazing. It reminds me of very similarly of Orlando Jones when he popped up in American Gods. Another actor I'm so used to seeing, oh, he's the funny guy. He shows up and does the funny scenes. And when Orlando Jones shows up in American Gods, he gives one of those stunning, stellar, amazing performances. Is that you can do that? You know what I mean? And it goes a long way to show you the natural frustration of so many people who go through Hollywood, and Hollywood just won't give them what they can do, which is why, frankly, so many actors are turning to producing and directing their own stuff, because if they wait for Hollywood, they'll never get the opportunity to do what they're capable of doing. And frankly, to me, that is why Hollywood is going to die, and everything's going to go to YouTubers. It's just a matter of time. Television's going to die. It's going to go to YouTube. It's all going to be in the hands of AI and actual creative people, because Hollywood is just at this point the snake that eats itself. And going along with that idea in mind, Jordan Peele's a producer on this. This was a Monkey Paw production. I'm so glad his logo is not 50 minutes long. I love that his logo is so creepy but quick. It's just, we're in a train, and then we see that little monkey paw stirring a tea. I'm like, so creepy. What does it mean? What does it mean, Jordan Peele? I'm afraid to ask. I'm afraid to find the answer. But you can tell this is a Jordan Peele produced project. Like, there's some music cues that are like, that reminds me of Us, and just the notion of the level of sacrifice that you have to go through. There's themes in this movie that are similar to Nope. If anyone's seen Nope, that's a movie about an aerial, a UFO eating horses and some people too. But one of the sort of the sub elements of that movie is that it's about horse wranglers who work for Hollywood, and they're slowly losing their jobs to actors on a green sawhorse that's going to be replaced with a digital horse because it's just easier. and it's kind of the Nope, from Nope to him. There's the continuity of this particular entertainment industry has a habit of chewing you up and spitting you out. Like, you start out beautiful, you start out amazing, and then something awful happens to you, and whether you're taken care of or not, you are no longer relevant once that awful thing happens to you, because either you're not attractive anymore, you physically can't do anything anymore. One way or another, you get chewed up and spit out by the very thing that's your dream to work for. And that's what Nope's about, and that's absolutely one of the major themes of this movie, is that what the sort of sports entertainment industry does to its very hardworking professional players, and same with college. I mean, there's just so much money and taking advantage of young people in all of these situations, and this movie's just all about that. So it's a very good movie. I thought I had a great time from beginning to end. I don't get why people don't like it, but then again, I like Terminator 2. I also like Howard the Duck. So that's me, okay? Nobody likes Howard the Duck. I love Avengers Infinity War and Avengers Endgame, and I also love Eternals. Nobody likes Eternals, apparently. So you just take my taste with a grain of salt, because I would say I'm a little more open minded than a lot of people. I don't, I don't need one thing to be great so that another thing's not great. It's either I like it or I don't, and I don't care if the rest of society agrees with me. So that's my opinion on him, spoiler free as I can get. Worth the price of admission moments. Man, it's hard to say without spoiling. And also because my favorite moments are the experimental ones. Worth the price of admission moments. Okay, there's a scene where Cam is getting trained by Marlon Wayans, and if he doesn't do a particular thing right, I'm not going to say how, he has to do a particular sports thing correctly. He has to throw the ball a certain way. If he doesn't do it right, somebody gets hurt. I'm not going to say how they get hurt. I'm not going to say who gets hurt. But it's one of those messed up scenes that lets you know, wait a minute, why is this happening? And even worse, why does Cam go along with it? It's just one of those scenes that is, yeah. And I'd say, yeah, all the training scenes that get aggressively terrifying, they're all worth it. I think the ending is worth it. The ending has some fun, gratuitous violence. I'm like, cool. We're going from Jordan Peele to Quentin Tarantino at the end of this movie. That's all I'll say. Just like, it gets to a point where I'm like, this movie seems like it's going one way. Oh, it's going this way? I'll go this way. Seriously. Just think Kill Bill. It's not a Kill Bill action sequence, but just the gratuity. Think of Kill Bill, Volume 1, the gratuitous violence. And there's a couple moments at the end worth the price of admission. That's like, yeah. All right, I accept that. I accept that as something that happens in this movie. And what else? There's got to be one more scene really worth mentioning. Because I think, to me, just the movie just has such a great flow, and it goes from one terrifying thing, and it's not like it's more like it's more of a like, oh god, like that's terrible type of situation. Trying to think. Oh, yeah, someone attempts to kill Cam halfway through the movie, and Marlon Wayans shows up to the rescue. That's another worth the price of admission moment. Just for how it leaves you going, what did Marlon Wayans just do? And also, what's he about to do? What is he going to do after this situation? And I'll tell you what, like one more thing I think probably why people don't like the movie. The movie does not answer most of the questions that it raises. Like there's a at least 4 to 5 sequences where you're left wondering either was that real or wait, what happened to that person next? And the movie just plows through and never tells you what happens to those people. But I understand if that's a reason people don't like this movie or feel that it holds the movie back. But to me, I feel that's kind of the point of the movie. The point of the movie is that it's that scene, that great scene. It's another worth the price of admission moments. The scene that's in the trailer where Marlon Wayans gets up in Tyriq Withers' face and he says, "What are you willing to sacrifice?" Everything. And like I said, Tyriq, he's getting hurt and he keeps moving. That's kind of the attitude of the movie itself, is that you get hurt, but you keep moving. And you don't question it, you don't think about it, you just keep going. And that's kind of the voice of the movie. So to those of you who may experience that watching this going, am I going to like a movie that doesn't tell me what's going on? Because to me, I think, look, there's two kinds of movies. There's movies that tell you everything, and there's movies that don't. Weapons tells you everything, or at least everything you need to know to understand what's going on. And I think that's why people enjoy it more so than Longlegs, or so I've heard, So I've heard. Whether that matters or whether it's true doesn't really matter to me. But on the other hand, there's Longlegs. Not everything's explained to you. You kind of just have to be with the experience. And you're either with it and you're willing to think about what's going on or not. And I can appreciate both movies. I'm sure for The Long Walk, which again, it came out a week ahead of him. I think that's partially what it is. I think everyone loves Stephen King, right? And The Long Walk, pretty clear what it's about. I have no idea what happens in the movie, but pretty clear what that movie's about, what the stakes are, what the situation is. And so I feel like with this movie, it's not exactly clear what the movie's about, even though the movie's actively telling you what it's about as it goes along. It's because it keeps giving you these questions. I'm sure, with The Long Walk, there's no question. That guy stopped walking. He got killed. No questions. Not much to think about. It's over. With him, did this person die? Is this person going to die? Where'd that character go who just got hurt? What happened? And it will not tell you. And you're just going to keep wondering, is that person going to come back? Did that person come back and I didn't know it? The movie just has all these questions, and I think it's a very creative movie for allowing that to happen. But it's not like in a J.J. Abrams kind of way where here's a mystery that'll never be solved. It feels like it's the point of the movie that, this is the cost of success. I do want to kind of help the regular viewer. If you're thinking about seeing this movie, just go see it. Don't worry about the negative reviews. You think for yourself and go watch the movie that you want to watch. It doesn't matter what someone else said if you're interested in watching the movie. That's my feeling. So anyway, that's my spoiler-free thoughts. I'll have another video coming out soon for my spoiler-full thoughts, because I really want you guys to go check it out before I spoil anything. All right. If you made it this far, thank you very much for watching. If you could please like and subscribe, I'd really appreciate it. If you don't, no worries. Otherwise, movie nerds, dorks, and weirdos, mahalo and aloha. I hope to see you next time.